Raccoon hyphen 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 Formers. What does that spell? Raccoon-Formers, yeah! Raccoon-Formers, the YouTube channel for all of your Transformer needs.
Hello everyone, I am Optimus Primal, and unfortunately Raccoon-Formers couldn't make it for today's video, so I'll be taking over for the day. As y'all might recall, on Christmas Day of last year, the Autobots and Decepticons took a little trip to the farm in an original video by Raccoon-Formers called The Transformers Go to the Farm, and at the end of that video, my friend Cheetor made a little cameo disguised as a farm cat advertising a new original video on Raccoon-Formers' channel where the Maximals and Predacons visit this place called Biosphere 2. And well, that trip is exactly what will be going on in today's video. Me, Cheetor, Rhinox, Megatron, Waspinator, and Tarantulas will be going with y'all on this journey, and we might need some help. We do transform into beasts, so we are familiar with some environments, but the environments on our planet might be different than the environments we'll see at this museum, so we might need some help. So be sure to let us all know in the comments if you have anything that we might need to know about the different sites we'll see on this trip. Thank you all in advance. And be sure to keep an eye on the Predacons throughout this video as well to make sure they don't pull any shenanigans, because they can be real tricksters, I can tell you that much. Anyway, let's go ahead and maximize and swing on out. Wait, Primal, you forgot to actually mention the Predacons. We don't actually maximize, we terrorize, and we don't swing, we run. Can you redo that for me? Yes. No, Megatron, I am the one in charge of this video, and I will say things the way I want to say them, so back off. Oh. Maximize! Well, my first impression thoughts from this place is it looks awesome, and I love the western feel it has going on with all of these cactuses. What do you all think?
Big Bot, I knew you made the right choice bringing us here. It looks awesome so far, and I'm really excited to see more.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool so far. I am charging with excitement to see more. Me and Primal might be sworn enemies for life and stuff, but I agree with you. This place looks pretty cool so far. Yes, I'm very excited to see the rest of this place. Yeah.
Waspinator, think Optimus Primal made a very good choice bringing us here. Waspinator really find this place cool. Waspinator is excited to get the journey started.
Yeah, Optimus Primal, I really like this place. Thank you for bringing us here.
Thanks for saying that, Tarantulas, and I'm really glad y'all are excited to see more of this place. I am too, but before we do that, let's go inside, because I heard that there is this thing that we can get a picture taken in front of, backdrop if you will, and then we'll have something that we can take home, so that way we can always commemorate our time together today. How does that sound?
Yep, that sounds good.
Alrighty then, let's go ahead and head inside. Well, this backdrop is pretty cool, I must say. It looks like it has a bunch of weirdly shaped houses on here, which I think we'll get to see later on in this trip. And there's a cool skyline here as well. What do you all think, guys?
Big Bot, I really like this backdrop, and it's a really cool place for us all to get a picture in front of, so that we can commemorate our time together today, because probably after this trip is done, we'll go back to our war. So it'll be cool to have something to commemorate the day where the Maximals and Predacons made a truce to go on this journey together.
I agree, Cheetor. That's going to be a really cool thing to remember. This backdrop looks super cool, in my opinion.
I agree with y'all, Maximals. I never thought I would say something like that in my entire life, but this backdrop looks really cool in my opinion. Yes, and it's going to be really cool to have something to commemorate the day when the Maximals and Predacons made a truce. Yes.
Waspinator, really like this backdrop. Waspinator, really excited to get this.
Yeah, I really
definitely do that because I can definitely understand how having 8 eyes can make getting pictures really difficult.
Thanks, Primal.
No problem, Tarantulas. Now we just need someone to get our picture. Ooh, there's a nice person who can help us. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you think you can get a picture of me and my colleagues?
Sure thing, but where are you from if you don't mind me asking?
Cybertron.
So, you're out of towners then?
Yeah, out of town. You could say that.
Hey then, say cheese.
We actually prefer the phrase energon.
Oh, okay. Say energize.
Energon. Well, this picture looks very nice in my opinion. I am definitely very excited to bring this picture back home to Cybertron so that we can commemorate this day forever. What do you all think of this picture, gang?
Big Bot, I absolutely love this picture, and I am going to remember this day forever thanks to it. Thanks for this amazing idea, Big Bot.
No problem, Cheetor. What do you think, Rhinox?
I agree with Cheetor. This picture looks super cool, and I really liked your idea of actually getting this picture.
I agree with y'all. Man, I can't believe I am agreeing with y'all a lot today. That is crazy. I never thought that would ever happen. But this picture looks very cool in my opinion. Yes. And I am really excited to be able to take this picture back home to Cybertron so that we can commemorate this day forever. Yes. Waspinator, really like this picture. Waspinator, want to thank Optimus Primal for thinking of the idea of getting this picture. No problem, Waspinator. Now, what do you think of this picture, Tarantulas?
I really like it, Optimus Primal. And look, I have all 8 of my eyes open. Woo-hoo!
I'm glad you all really like the picture. I'll pick it up from the control desk after our trip is done. And speaking of our trip, I think it's about time we get things started. And I figured the best thing we could do to start this journey off would be to go outside and look at one of the houses that was actually on the diorama that we got a picture in front of. How does that sound, everyone?
Yep, that sounds good.
Alrighty then, let's go ahead and head outside. Well, I must say, these houses look extremely cool in person, and this particular area looks very, very beautiful in my opinion. What do you all think?
Big Bot, these houses look awesome in person. They already looked pretty awesome on that backdrop we got a picture in front of, but they look even more awesome in person in my opinion. And the skyline and all of the plant life here look pretty beautiful in my opinion. I am really excited to see more of this place after seeing this.
Yeah, this area looks pretty beautiful in my opinion. I'm a rhino. I'm pretty destructive. But because of how beautiful this place looks, I'm definitely going to watch my step to make sure I don't damage anything.
That's probably a good call, Rhinox. What do you think, Megatron? I am a Predacon. I don't please easily, but this particular area really pleases me. Yes, it looks pretty beautiful in my opinion, and I don't say that aloud a lot of things because I'm a Predacon and I'm evil. Yes, I am very excited to see more of this place after seeing this. More excited than I was before. Yes.
Waspinator, really find this place beautiful. Waspinator, really am excited to see more, even more excited than Waspinator was before.
Yeah, I really like this area. It looks beautiful. I love it.
I'm glad you all like this particular area, everyone. I think it's about time to take a look at the inside of one of these houses. And I heard that humans actually once lived here on Biosphere 2 in these houses. So I figured we could go in and check out a particular area where humans once lived. How does that sound?
Yep, that sounds good.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and head on inside and take a look-see. Well, this particular area looks very cool in my opinion, and I feel like it would have been very cool to actually live here on Biosphere 2.
This particular area looks very roomy.
And I also liked the way they actually turned this particular living space into an exhibit with all these different signs with cool and informative information on it. Very informative indeed. What do you all think of this guy?
This particular living space looks super cool and roomy in my opinion, and I am honestly kind of jealous of all the humans that got to live here.
This space looks very roomy, like I said, and Biosphere 2 is a pretty beautiful place to look at and to be at, so it would have been really cool to live here.
I kind of see where you're coming from, Cheetor. What do you think, Rhinox?
I agree with Cheetor. This particular area looks very roomy in my opinion. It would have been really cool to live here.
Are you sure it's a good idea for me to actually be here? Why would you ask that?
Well, this particular area does look very nice, and you do know that I'm a rhino and rhinos are stuff. I don't want to damage anything here.
I think you're good, Rhinox. Just make sure to watch your step.
Alrighty, thanks, Brian.
No problem, Rhinox. What do you think, Megatron? I agree with all you Maximals. It's still kind of crazy that I'm saying that so much today, but this particular living space looks very roomy in my opinion. Yeah. I kind of wish that we actually ended up living here instead of Cybertron. Cybertron can be so boring sometimes, but Biosphere 2 is pretty beautiful. So can we live here? Oh man.
Wasbanator really like this living space. Wasbanator really like how roomy the living space is. Wasbanator want to stay here instead of going back to Cybertron.
Waspinator, I just told Megatron no.
Oh, Wasbanator disappointed.
I really like this living space. I have 8 legs. I have a lot of real estate. So the thought of having a roomy living space is really nice. I might have not had a living space like that back on Cybertron, but at least the humans had a living space like that when they lived here.
I like that attitude, Tarantulas.
Thanks, Primal.
No problem, and I have some pretty interesting news to share.
There are 5 different exhibits here that are supposed to resemble real-life environments, and we're going to be taking a look at each and every one of them today.
They consist of the desert, the mangrove wetlands, the savanna grasslands, the ocean, and the tropical rainforest. Which one would you like to take a look at first, gang?
The desert, the desert, the desert, the desert.
Alrighty then. I heard of this environment called the desert. I heard it is very, 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 very hot.
So pause crossed that the desert exhibit that we'll be taking a look at today isn't as hot as a real desert.
So let's head on over and take a look see at this desert exhibit.
Well, this desert exhibit looks very cool in my opinion, and it's not that hot here either, which is a huge win because I do not like them. What do you all think of this exhibit, gang?
I really like this desert exhibit, and I especially love how much space there is here because I'm a cheetah. I run really fast, so having a lot of space to run seems really nice, and it would have been really cool to live here. Although I'm pretty sure cheetahs don't live in the desert, so even if I wanted to live here, I probably wouldn't be able to, but this particular exhibit is still pretty cool nonetheless.
Yeah, I really like this exhibit. And I really like how it's a whole lot more open than the last place we took a look at. Now I don't have to worry about breaking anything, and that's really nice.
I really like this desert exhibit. Yes, I really like how open it is. I feel like the Maximals and Predacons could have a pretty good day. Can we do that, Prime?
No, Megatron. This is a public exhibit. We cannot have a battle here. That would be unprofessional and we would mess things up.
Oh, man.
Wasbanator, Really like how open this exhibit is. Waspinator. Really like all the space that Waspinator can use to fly.
That sounds nice, Waspinator, but I don't think we should really play in this exhibit. It's not meant for playing in, it's meant for looking at, and we don't want to actually make Cybertron look bad. We need to represent Cybertron well.
Waspinator, understand.
I really like how roomy this exhibit is. I'm a tarantula. I can crawl on walls, and I really like how much space there is to crawl. But I know we want to represent Cybertron well, so I won't run off. I'll stay with you.
I appreciate that, Tarantulas, and I'm glad y'all really like this desert exhibit.
Now, which exhibit would you like to take a look at next, guy?
The mangrove wetlands, the mangrove wetlands, the mangrove wetlands, the mangrove wetlands.
Alright, I heard of this environment called the mangrove wetlands. I heard that there are a lot of trees. I heard it's hot and very, very humid, and most importantly, it's wet. Hopefully we don't rust, because we all are made out of metal. So make sure to watch your step.
Alright, we will.
Alright, let's go ahead and head on over and take a look at the mangrove wetlands exhibit. Well, this exhibit looks very cool in my opinion. It is a little bit wet and humid here, but it's a-okay. The trees make this place look very secluded, and this seems like a perfect place for like a secret hideout. Obviously, we're not going to build a secret hideout here, but in a real mangrove wetlands exhibit, it would be cool to build a secret hideout there. Maybe sometime down the line we could build a secret hideout in a real mangrove wetlands environment. I should probably make a note of that. What do you all think of this exhibit, guys?
But this exhibit looks very cool in my opinion, and I definitely agree with you. A real mangrove wetlands exhibit would be a really cool place for a secret hideout. Do kind of miss the space in the desert exhibit because I really liked all the space there was to run there, but the secludedness and the fact that this particular environment looks like a really cool place for a secret hideout definitely makes up for that.
I really like this exhibit. These trees look super cool. And hopefully in the future the Maximals can make a really cool secret hideout in a mangrove wetlands exhibit. It's super cool in my opinion. It would be hard for any bad guys to find because of all the trees. It's really cool.
This exhibit looks very cool in my opinion. Yeah. And if you don't mind, Primal, the Predacons are going to be the ones who will build a secret hideout in a real-life mangrove wetlands exhibit because I'm lame behind you. We'll have a one-on-one about this later on, Megatron. We're not going to fight about this now. Alrighty, Primal. That's understandable. Just know if you're going to fight me about this, I'll win.
Waspinator really like this exhibit, but Waspinator really is a little bit concerned that Waspinator will hit his wings on these trees.
Just fly low, Waspinator. You'll be fine.
Alrighty, thanks, Primal.
No problem, Waspinator. What do you think, Tarantulas?
I really like this exhibit. There isn't that much space to crawl, but since the mangrove wetlands are wet, it'd probably be hard to actually crawl anyway. So it's not that big of a deal to me.
That's a nice way of looking at it, Tarantulas, and I'm glad you really like this mangrove wetlands exhibit. Now, which exhibit would you like to take a look at next, guys?
The Savannah Grasslands, the Savannah Grasslands, the Savannah Grasslands, the Savannah Grasslands.
Alright, I heard of this exhibit called the Savannah Grasslands. I heard that there's obviously a lot of grass, and I heard that it is hot, just not as hot as it gets. So, let's go ahead and head on over and take a look-see at the Savannah Grasslands exhibit. Well, this exhibit looks very cool in my opinion. It does look very similar to the desert exhibit, especially when plant life is concerned. But it is smaller and it is less hot, which is a huge W in my opinion. What do you all think of this exhibit, guys?
Big Bot, this exhibit looks very cool in my opinion, and I did my research before we came here, and get this. Rhinos and cheetahs live in the Savannah Grasslands. The rhinox Our ancestors are actually from the environment that this exhibit is based off of, which is really cool in my opinion.
That's really cool, Cheetor. That makes me really connect with this environment. Don't you agree, Cheetor?
I do, Rhinox.
Ooh, and this exhibit itself looks very cool in my opinion as well.
That's really cool for you, Rhinox and Cheetor. Yes. I wish we could see an environment exhibit that would have that same effect on me, but unfortunately I transform into a T-Rex and they're extinct, so that probably won't happen, unfortunately. But that's really cool for you, Rhinox and Cheetor, like I said, and this exhibit itself looks very cool in my opinion. Yes.
Waspinator really like this exhibit. Waspinator is really happy that there isn't any trees that Waspinator could accidentally bump his wings on.
I bet that's really nice for you, Waspinator. What do you think, Tarantulas?
I really like this exhibit. The plant life looks really cool in my opinion. There isn't a lot of space to crawl, but that's okay because the plant life looks really beautiful in my opinion.
I like that attitude, Tarantulas.
Thanks, Primal.
No problem, and Rhinox and Cheetor, I really find it cool for you that Cheetahs and Rhinos actually live in the Savannah Grassland exhibits. That is really cool, and I'm really happy for you.
Thanks, Primal.
No problem. I'm glad y'all really like the Savannah Grassland exhibit. Now, which exhibit would you like to take a look at next, guys?
The ocean, the ocean, the ocean, the ocean.
Alrighty, I heard of this environment called the ocean. It's basically just a huge body of water. And thankfully, I don't think we need to worry about rusting because this particular ocean is an enclosed ocean that's inside a Biosphere 2 with a lookout pier. So I think we're in the clear when it comes to rusting.
Okay. Woo.
You're telling me. Now, let's go ahead and head on over and take a look-see at this ocean exhibit. Well, this ocean exhibit looks very cool and interesting in my opinion. And the fact that Biosphere 2 was able to make a simulated ocean that is supposed to resemble a real-life ocean inside of their facility instead of it being outside is quite impressive, I must say. And it might just be my favorite of the exhibits we've taken a look at so far, but only time will tell. What do you think of this exhibit, guys?
This exhibit looks very cool in my opinion. It's super impressive that Biosphere 2 was able to make a simulated ocean inside of their facility. I thought that this exhibit was going to be outside when you mentioned it earlier, so this is very impressive. I don't think it's my favorite of the exhibits we've taken a look at so far. I have to give that to the Savannah Grasslands exhibit since cheetahs live in the Savannah Grasslands and I myself am a cheetah, but this exhibit here still looks pretty cool nonetheless.
Yeah, this exhibit looks very cool in my opinion. And it is super impressive what Biosphere 2 was able to pull off with the simulated ocean. But I agree with you, Cheetor. I still like the Savannah Grasslands exhibit a little bit more since rhinos live in that environment in the real world.
This exhibit is very impressive in my opinion. Yeah. I thought that this exhibit was going to be outdoors when you mentioned that there was an ocean exhibit earlier, Primal. So the fact that Biosphere 2 was able to make an indoor ocean exhibit is very impressive in my opinion. Yeah. I know, Megatron. I thought that exact same thing. What do you think, Waspinator?
Waspinator really like this exhibit. Waspinator really pressed what Biosphere 2 was able to pull off with this ocean exhibit.
I agree, Waspinator. This exhibit is very impressive. I really think that this exhibit might be my personal favorite of the exhibits we've taken a look at so far, but only time will tell if that'll actually be the case. A part of me wants to take a swim, but I know that I would rust, and I don't want to risk it, but this exhibit is still pretty cool in my opinion.
That's good thinking, Tarantulas, because we definitely don't want to rust. And I'm really glad y'all like this ocean exhibit. But unfortunately, we only have one more exhibit left to take a look at, and it's the tropical rainforest exhibit. Would you like to go take a look at that?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes!
Alrighty, I've heard of this exhibit called the Tropical Rainforest. The only thing I really know about it is it's basically just a bigger version of the mangrove wetlands. And I think it might be similar to the Sea and Rise of the Beast where we met the Autobots and human characters. Isn't that cool, Ryan X and Cheetor?
Yeah, it is, Primal.
I'm glad you think so, guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and head on over and take a look at the Tropical Rainforest exhibit. Well, this exhibit looks very cool in my opinion, and it is definitely my personal favorite of the exhibits we've taken a look at on this trip, because gorillas actually live in the real-life tropical rainforest, just like how cheetahs and rhinos lived in the savanna grasslands. Now I know how you two felt when you actually figured that out. It feels really cool. What do you think of this exhibit, guys?
Big Bot, this exhibit looks really cool. And it's cool that you got to experience the feeling that I did when I figured out that cheetahs lived in the savanna grasslands. It's really cool that gorillas live in the real-life tropical rainforest.
Thanks, Cheetor.
No problem, Big Bot.
I agree with Cheetor. That's very cool for you, Primal. This exhibit looks really cool in my opinion. It really reminds me of when we actually met all the characters in Rise of the Beast. The environment we were in then really looks like this exhibit here.
I know, Rhinox. I thought that same thing. It's totally crazy.
Sure is, Primal.
This exhibit looks very cool in my opinion. It's really cool for you, Primal, that gorillas are actually from the real-life tropical rainforest. And how about we make an agreement? The Maximals can make a secret hideout in the mangrove wetlands, and the Predacons can make a secret hideout in the tropical rainforest. How's that, Primal? That's fair, Megatron. I think that'll work out just fine. Awesome. Thanks, Primal. Yes. No problem, Megatron. What do you think, Waspinator?
Waspinator really like this exhibit. Waspinator is going to make sure to fly low so that way Waspinator doesn't hit any of his wings on these trees. Waspinator is using the advice that Primal told him.
I appreciate that, Waspinator. What do you think, Tarantulas?
I really like this exhibit. It's really cool for you, Primal, that gorillas are from the real-life tropical rainforest. If only there was an environment exhibit that was about the environment where spiders and tarantulas came from. A bot can dream. But this exhibit still looks pretty cool nonetheless.
I appreciate the support, Tarantulas, and I'm sorry there wasn't actually an environment exhibit about the environment where spiders and tarantulas came from.
It's okay, Primal.
I appreciate that, Tarantulas. I'm glad y'all really like this tropical rainforest exhibit, but unfortunately, we do not have any more environment exhibits to take a look at. But there is this thing called a mountain view that we can take a look at. These things called mountains are another type of environment where certain animals live, and there's a very cool view outside. Would you like to go take a look at that, Ray?
Yes, 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 yes.
Alright, let's go ahead and head outside and take a look-see. Well, this view looks pretty beautiful in my opinion. I think I'm going to add climbing up real-life mountains to my bucket list, because looking at that view, that sounds really fun in my opinion. I would do it now, but we're on a time crunch, so I think it's best to not do it. What do you think of this view, Dad?
I really like this view. It truly is beautiful in my opinion, and a perfect way to end off this phenomenal trip. I think it'd be cool to run up real-life mountains as well. I'll have to add that to my bucket list as well.
I agree with you guys. This view looks pretty beautiful and splendid in my opinion. Something that'd be cool for me to do would be to charge through a mountain. I am a rhino, I'm very strong, so I think I can do that with ease. That's something to add to my bucket list.
This view is truly beautiful in my opinion. Yes. And it honestly kind of reminds me of that Energon mountain that we fought over in Beast Wars. They're both mountains after all. Ow, Megatron, I didn't realize that. Good eye. Thank you, Primal. Yes. No problem. What do you think, Waspinator?
Wait.
Waspinator? Where is Waspinator?
Big Bot?
Yeah, Cheetor?
Look up. Waspinator is kinda stuck. Waspinator requesting assistance.
Oh, come on!
A few moments later.
There we go. Now that Waspinator is freed, tell us, Waspinator, what do you think of this mountain?
Waspinator, really appreciate Primal's help in freeing Waspinator. Waspinator really also like this view. Waspinator think it's beautiful.
I agree, Waspinator. This view looks beautiful in my opinion, and I think this view might be my personal favorite site on this trip, even over any of the environment exhibits we took a look at.
That's a pretty good opinion right there, Tarantulas.
Thanks, Primal.
No problem, and unfortunately, that is the last thing we have to take a look at on this trip. But do you think you all can wait here while I go pick up our picture from the control desk?
Yep, we can do that.
Awesome. I'll be right back. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a picture under the name Primal?
Let me go look in the back.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Okay, here we go. A picture under the name Primal. Might I say, you have a nice group of friends.
Why, thank you. I'm quite proud of my group.
No problem. Now you have a good rest of your time here.
Same to you. Well, guys, I'm back, and I have our picture. I'm glad you all are excited. Now, since our time here at Biosphere 2 has come to an end, let's go ahead and head out to the parking lot to discuss our final thoughts on this place. Well, everyone, we're back where this trip all began, the parking lot. And I must say, this trip was really fun, and I'm definitely going to remember it for the rest of time. Thank you for going on this journey with me. What are your final thoughts on Biosphere 2, Gary?
Big Bot, this trip was really fun, and I'm glad the Maximals and Predacons were able to make this truce, because I agree with you, this will definitely be an unforgettable experience for me.
I agree, Cheetor. This trip was really fun, and I appreciate this phenomenal idea, Primal. I will definitely remember it for the rest of time.
Primal, me and you might not get along all the time, but I'm definitely glad we were able to put aside our differences today to go on this phenomenal trip. Yes! But sooner rather than later, our war is definitely going to have to continue. I agree, Megatron, wholeheartedly. What do you think, Waspinator?
Waspinator really enjoyed this trip. Waspinator wants to thank Primal for inviting Waspinator on this trip.
No problem, Waspinator. What do you think, Tarantulas?
I really liked this trip. I am going to remember it forever. Thanks for inviting me, Primal.
No problem, Tarantulas, and I'm glad y'all really enjoyed your time on this trip. I did too. Hey guys, look! It's that person who got our picture in front of that backdrop, and she seems to have a friend with her. Hey, ma'am, over here.
Hi, guys.
Sup? I've heard a lot about you guys.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too.
How was your time here?
It was good. How was yours?
It was good as well.
That's cool. Now me and my friends are getting ready to head back home.
All right, have a safe trip home.
Same to you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, like Adrian said, I think it's about time that we get back to our rooms. I think it's about time that we maximize and swing on home. Zip it, Megatron.
Maximize!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you enjoyed going on this journey with us as much as we did. We saw how much fun the Autobots and Decepticons had when they went on their trip to the farm last Christmas, and we really wanted an experience like that of our own, and we're really happy that we were able to get that today. And Raccoon-Formers told me that he has more videos like this planned where Transformers go to visit different landmarks, so be sure to let us know in the comments if you'd like to see the Autobots and Decepticons back, or if you'd like to see the Maximals and Predacons go visit another location on your plan. Feel free to say whatever you want, don't worry, we won't get offended. At least the Maximals won't. The Predacons, you never can really tell. Anyway, thanks for taking some time out of your day to watch us take a trip to Biosphere 2. Now, there's only one thing left to do. Maximize!
Hey guys, over here. Down a little to the right. There. It's me, Grimlock here, and I've taken the form of this turkey, and I'm unknowingly leading these other turkeys around Biosphere 2. You're probably wondering why. Well, give me a second, I'll transform, because it's probably hard to take me seriously while I'm looking like a turkey. Much better. Anyway, You probably remember me as one of the Transformers who went to the farm last Christmas, and I recently learned that Cheetor disguised himself as a farm cat to spy on us to prepare for the journey that the Maximals Predacons went on in today's video. And while me, Grimlock, wanted to get some sweet revenge, I decided to do that exact same thing to the Maximals and Predacons to let y'all know that the Autobots and Decepticons will be returning for another original video for Raccoon-Formers' channel, where we go to visit this environment called the Woods. The woods are basically a collection of trees. This particular set of woods is quite interesting because it has this thing called a campsite, which is where people are apparently able to actually sleep in the woods, which seems interesting, and we're gonna check that out. And me, Grimlock, excited. Be sure to let me, Grimlock, know in the comments which Autobots and Decepticons you'd like to see go on this trip. And me, Grimlock, will report what you'd like back to Pro. So stay tuned for the Transformers Go to the Woods, coming soon. Anyway guys, me, Grimlock, gotta run.